So as we quickly approach the end of March, there is a brand new Nintendo Switch eShop sale that I do think is worth looking into, both for a limited number of Mario themed titles that are now on discount as part of Wave 2 of the Mario Day sale, and then a plethora of different developer sales that are going on right now, some of which we've covered in previous videos, other big ones we have not. So in today's video, we have to get on the same page with all of the latest sales and deals that are live right now on your Nintendo Switch eShop, and I want to share my personal recommendation on which games may be worth adding into your library right now. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now guys, before we hop into all the sales and deals we're going to discuss on the eShop today, I have to take just a quick moment to say a sincere thank you from the bottom of my heart, as this is the first video going live on the channel since we passed the 50K subscriber milestone, which still doesn't seem real at this point in time. I'm honored and humbled that you all choose to watch the content, whether it's daily or occasionally. Thank you sincerely from me to you, and I'm excited for the future of the growth. And with that, we will hop right into today's eShop sales. So right over on Nintendo's eShop sales and deals page, you can see first at the top of the screen the big attraction for first-party Nintendo games that are on sale right now, being the Mario Day sale that now through April 7th you can claim the Wave 2 of discounts, because we did see a first wave of games that are now not on the sale list, and now you have things like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and a combo pack, mind you, of the Booster Course Pass, which I definitely think if you do not already own Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and you want to play the game in its entirety with literally double the amount of tracks that the game was originally sold with, it is worth it to pick this up, especially if you do not intend to become a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack subscriber, because of course that DLC is available with the expansion pack, but this is a way to own it at 23% off or $64.98 for the bundle pack, or of course you can just buy the standalone game that many Switch owners already own today because it's the best selling game by far and away on Switch, but you can buy the base game for $39.99. Next up, you have Super Mario Odyssey, arguably the best 3D platformer, period. Yes, it's been around for a long time. It came out in the Nintendo Switch's launch year towards the end of 2017, but if it's one that's not in your collection, it is 3D platforming done at its finest, and I would recommend anybody who has a Switch who doesn't own this game today to pick it up at that 33% off or $39.99. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This one's a tricky one. I wish it was a little bit more discounted than what it is. It's a fantastic 2D Mario experience through and through, especially a ton of fun to go through with friends. But that said, it is still a 2D Mario game at its core, and what you see is what you should expect on screen from the trailer. And this was a game that was, of course, originally just straight up out on the Wii U and then ported to the Switch, of course, with the Luigi U content added in there, but still a little bit light in terms of the overall offerings at that $40 price point, I feel like, at this point in time. But we typically never see Nintendo go too much further down than that $20 off the $60 regular retail price for first-party Nintendo games. So if it's not in your collection, still a very fun 2D Mario experience at its core. One that I would actually recommend over that if you're jonesing for some 2D Mario is Super Mario Maker 2. I had a ton of fun actually just playing through the outlined campaign and the created levels from Nintendo themselves in this game, and you can also play this up to 4 players simultaneously, which is a ton of fun with family and friends. But it's one that has a truly limitless amount of content to offer, because the online community has yet to die around this game. So each and every day you can find new stages and new incredible creations from fans, some of which going out and trying to make entirely Nintendo themed designed levels, like we covered on the channel a Super Mario Bros. 4 attempt, which was a really cool layout of levels that felt like Nintendo kind of designed them even though they didn't, all the way to the most ridiculously challenging style levels that if you're just a maniac and want to truly test the limits of what is possible in a 2D Mario game to still progress and survive, you can go through those insane levels. So a ton of fun, and because of the continued online community around it, I definitely recommend that one at a $40 price point on the eShop as part of this sale right now. Then lastly, on the Mario Day sale, we have Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which of course is a collection of 2 different games, one of which was originally released on the Wii U, being Super Mario 3D World. However, However, the game is sped up on the Switch, which I think is a nice addition. I think it's 20 or 30% faster that the characters move in this edition, and it's a very welcome refinement to the game, because I think that a lot of fans, if you went back and played the Wii U version, you would realize that it plays a little bit slow for how it should for this type of Mario game. But if you played Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS, you kind of know what to expect with this general level layout in a Mario game. But again, one you can play with 4 players, a ton of fun, and the biggest new content addition is of course Bowser's Fury, which I feel like is Nintendo's quote-unquote beta test for a 3D open zone style Mario game. Whether or not we see that actually come to fruition in a dedicated title in the future, maybe the sequel to Odyssey, or just a brand new from the ground up 3D Mario that we are about due for at this point, I don't know. But I will say that Bowser's Fury is a nice testing of the waters for that, and it's a really unique mechanic with having to worry about Bowser turning into Giga Bowser or Mega Bowser, whatever he's called in that, and you can go into Super Saiyan Cat Mario and battle him. It's kind of a cool, unique, fun experience, and it's not the longest in the world, but you will have a lot of fun traversing through and finding all of the cat shines, which also it ties in a lot to Mario Sunshine, which is my favorite 3D Mario of all time. So I'm big on this one too, and would recommend you to add it in at the $40 price point if you don't own it on your Switch today. We then have a game trial. We covered this in a different video on the channel, but yeah, you get FIFA 2023. Not the biggest attraction for me, but you can play this for free all the way up until April 3rd, and there's an ongoing sale with the game. I wish Nintendo would do more in terms of just adding in certain games to our library as paying subscribers, but nonetheless, you can check them out at a limited time as part of that NSO free trial. The Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is still going on until April 7th at this point, and it looks like they are out of stock, at least here in the US, for the Mario set, but you can still purchase the Luigi set at 40% off or $59.99. So think Mario Kart, but AR style experience where you're actually truly steering a live kart through your house, and then you have your Nintendo Switch with some overlaid graphics that you're looking at in your living room. You can create all types of different courses and stuff like that. It's a really cool idea. $60 is not a bad price point for that. But continuing on down the list, we will kind of skim through this one. I'll have a video linked to the Capcom sale where we deep dive this more, because this was covered in a previous video. So we'll scroll past here and I'll let you guys kind of look at which games are on sale. But since we did walk through this in a previous video, we won't spend time on this one today. And again, that other video will be linked in the description if you guys want to check that one out. We do have a Jackbox game spring sale. This will be going on until March 30th, so not a whole lot of time left. I don't know any of these games myself, so I won't speak on them, but if you are a fan of Jackbox Party Pack 3, or what it looks like a collection of different indie style party games, might be worth looking into. Square Enix, this is a big sale that we did not actually cover in the last video because it wasn't live at the time that we filmed. And so from March 16th, which of course we're well past that, until the 30th, you can pick up any of these titles on screen. Final Fantasy VII, definitely one that should be in most Switch owners' collection. It's a game that did so much for the series, of course. And then you have a relatively recent release, which is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I think at a $40 price point, even though it's just $10 off its regular retail, considering how recently this game came out, it is a nice one to pick up and check out, especially if you were into playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake on the other consoles that it's currently out on, being, you know, PS5, PS4, and the Xbox family of consoles. You can play through Crisis Core and learn some more backstory to a character that you will not see a lot of focus on in the remake itself. So a good addition, one that many hardcore fans of Final Fantasy have been waiting to see a remake or re-release, and fortunately we got it on the Switch, so that's one that you can pick up as part of the sale. Another one that sticks out is Harvestella. We've seen a lot of promotion from Nintendo around this game at Nintendo Directs, and it kind of looks like an action RPG mixed with a farming simulator. I've seen good things mentioned about it online, haven't played through any of it myself, but $41.99 right now for Harvestella if you were on the fence and potentially adding that one into your collection. You can see kind of the rest of what's on screen here. Life is Strange True Colors, another pretty big fan classic at 50% off or $29.99 right now. This is more of a story simulator type of game from what I understand. I'm not super into these myself, but again, I know there's a large fan following online, and it is one of the better looking Switch games, as we talked about this this one as one of those that uses AMD FSR Super Resolution to actually achieve its graphical performance that it does on the Switch. So again, half price right now, $29.99. May not be a bad time to add in Life is Strange 2 Colors to your Switch collection. From there, you have some more Final Fantasy games. We booted up Chocobo GP at one point. It doesn't play near as good as I want it to for a kart racer in comparison to Mario Kart standards, but it is 50% off or $24.99 right now. You have some different Dragon Quest games that are on sale that you can see. You have Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD. This would be a nice collection to own on your Switch. It is $24.99 right now as part of this discount. Balan Wonderworld, that's a big misstep of a game, but 70% off, $11.99. Maybe you could let some of the mistakes fly by you and not really nitpick at that almost just over $10 price point, so maybe worth checking out if you are into the Balan style of games. And continuing down the rest of our list, we will graze through a lot of these. Kingdom Hearts is still one that just breaks my heart whenever I see it, because we should be celebrating these games being added onto the Switch, and I would be recommending you all to pick them up at the steep discount of $19.99 for 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. Of course, they're not the easiest titles to rattle off with Kingdom Hearts games, but the big problem with these is while that does seem like a good deal and a price point on the surface and a hefty discount at half price, the problem is that these are of course all cloud editions, and that was the biggest misstep from Square Enix. They did not give the development dollars and time that developers needed to make these games run natively on Switch, and instead they are simple cloud ports. You will get lag, you will get frame stutter, and a lack of responsiveness when going through these titles. And so if you do own any other type of console, I would recommend you to play them on there first before getting the cloud ports on the Nintendo Switch. If you do want to just get the entire series, it is 50% off at $44.99 for the entire thing. But again, if you do have a different console, play it on those first. Cloud ports are just not where they're at supposed to be for today's standards, in my opinion. In the future, it could be an entirely different scenario when lag and latency isn't a thing, but right now this is not the best way to enjoy these games. But if you have no other way to play them, they are at least on sale at that half price. Now, continuing down from there, we have a Nintendo eShop spring sale, and this is a mix of a lot of different games, more indie focused ones and many that I'm not familiar with. So I will slowly scroll through here and you guys can kind of see which games are on screen. You can also go through and hop to the website yourself, as I will have this linked in the description down below for you guys to kind of review what you don't own today versus what's on sale and see if you want to pick up any of these. The Warner Brothers sale is lasting until April 9th, and this is one that will have all of your Lego type games. Of course, Cars 3 is also on there, right, kicking off the list. But if you're interested in any of the Lego Star Wars, the DLC, additional character packs, stuff like that, this is the type of sale you will want to pick those up on. As you can see, a lot of different 50% plus discounts on all of those. Mortal Kombat 11 always on sale, but you can pick up some of the different DLC and skins and add-ons for it at a discount right now as part of that Warner Brothers sale as well. Then we have a No Gravity Games spring sale, which is March 21st through April 10th. And this is another one that I don't have a lot to say on the games that are here because I don't have firsthand experience with them, but there's a number of different titles on here. So it's one of the bigger eShop sales we've seen because we're not quite done yet. Beamdog Publisher Sale, one that I'm not familiar with, again, lasting until the 30th, just a few titles there that are discounted. And then the last one we will spend just a little bit of time on is the Bandai Namco Spring Sale, and kicking us off right near the top is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I think this is a great pickup for any Switch owner today. This, in my opinion, is the best Dragon Ball Z game if you just want to play through the story of the anime in its entirety and enjoy it with some nice combat throughout and some exploration. Not open world, but more open zone based. It is a lot of fun to go and level up your character, see how the story unfolds, and then ultimately have some really intense combat sections of the game. If you put it up on the higher difficulty, it does really pack a punch. There's just one big glaring issue for it, which is that it doesn't have the Bruce Faulconer soundtrack. For me, I picked this up on PC so I could mod that in, and I thoroughly enjoyed it that much more because I was playing through with the original soundtrack that I remember. You can't do that on Switch, but it is nice to have the portable play factor intact, and you can get the set that is the deluxe edition that comes with a New Power Awakens DLC, and that is only $29.99 or 60% off its regular cost right now. So Kakarot thought is one that I would look into adding into your Switch collection if you don't already have it. Digimon Survive, a somewhat recent release, $41.99 right now. Very story-based Digimon game, but it does have decent reviews. Little Nightmares 1 and 2 bundle, a survival horror thriller game. You'll bear with me with that. That one is 70% off right now, $14.99 on the eShop, and this one looks like a lot of fun to me personally, so I do think it's worth actually picking up. I played through the first one just a little bit, but a lot of fun for puzzle horror fans out there that might want to look into it. 70% off is definitely a good deal considering you're getting Little Nightmares 1 and 2 as a bundle for that price point. From there, you have a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ content that is discounted, as well as just the different passes, or if you just want to pick up the Ultimate Edition at $38.49, 65% off. We do see a sale go live on that pretty regularly, to be fair, but Dragon Ball FighterZ is the Street Fighter of Dragon Ball Z style games. And then you even have Xenoverse 2 on sale with all of its different content. So a lot of different Bandai Namco content here, kind of rounding us out. My Hero Academia, and from there we will kind of wrap up the video. Pac-Man 99, not a bad pickup for all of the deluxe pack stuff. Last shout out, 50% off, $14.99, but you can see all the different games that are on sale for yourself. But there was enough of an update here that I definitely felt like it was worth making a video. So I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, all your thoughts and opinions on the latest round of eShop sales, and definitely let me know whether or not you're planning on picking up any new Switch games and adding them into your collection today. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around this topic. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.